pass complete. First on to Isaac Collins. And that may be trouble. Not tonight. 4-3. Lincoln Orr, she'll break away. And she'll slide in under. And speaking of Braden, we talked him into existence. He'll dump it off. It's not a good athlete. Oh, hey everybody. Wow, didn't see you there. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? How's everyone doing? Kevin Hensley here with you on the Graham Star Sports Network. It is the third round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 1A state playoffs, and we're bringing it to you live right here on GrahamStarSports.com. Robbinsville has made the 4-hour trek out east, and we are with you from Summerfield, North Carolina. Robbinsville taking on the Lady Wolves from Bethany Community School this afternoon, and we are here in action. The matchup is not underway yet, so don't worry, folks. We have not started right away. We're just about, let's see, a minute and a half into the second warm-up session. Lady Knights were just a little bit behind getting here this afternoon. Well, as was I, just to be perfectly honest with you. But hey, fans, we're here, we're live, and we're going to be with you for the duration this afternoon for the third round of the state playoffs. We're glad all of you have joined us here on GrahamStarSports.com, and boy, does it feel good to be back on the air. We'll stay with you, fans. We're going to go away until our opening ceremonies here. Of course, the introduction of our starting lineups. I'm sure the national anthem will be played here above Greensboro. We'll be back in just a few minutes, fans. We just want to let you know we are here and we are live, and you are watching the Graham Star Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gentry Gymnasium on the campus of Bethany Community School for tonight's third round NCHSAA 1A West Region Volleyball Tournament match featuring your Robbinsville Black Knights and your Bethany Wolves. The reserves for the Black Knights of Robbinsville, number 13, Jaden Chiquili. Number 20, Emery Chiquili. Number 23, Maya Winfrey. Your starters, number 2, Kennedy Spencer. Number 3, Daphne Barlow. Number 8, Rin Hooper. Number 10, Isabel Haney. Number 11, Taylor Phillips. Number 12, Chloe Adams. And number 24, Kagan Buchanan. Our reserves for Bethany Community School. Number 7, Emma Bumgarner. Number 15, Rachel Durham. Number 1, Carson Johnson. Number 10, Madison Weimer. Number 2, Anna Angel. Number 13, Haley Carroll. Number 11, Laurel League. Number 14, Braylon Penix. Number 17, Emma Sutton. Number 16, Annika Vandenbush. And number 9, Bailey Landers. Your starters for Bethany, number 8, Gracie Andrews. Number 5, Cheyenne Holyfield. Number 6, Cheyenne Kennan. Number 4, Audrey Waddell. Number 18, Madeline Gray. Number 3, Chloe Shokes. And number 12, Campbell Shokes. At this time, if you're able, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh my, there's some excitement in the air tonight here in Summerfield. Welcome back everyone to the Grimstar Sports Network, and set one is just about set, pardon the pun, to get underway. Glad all of you have chosen to spend your Thursday evening with us here in the third round of the state playoffs. Robbinsville back in the third round for the first time since 2019. And this is only our second volleyball broadcast of the season. Of course, we brought you the season opener way back on August the 11th at Tuscola. And here we are again tonight. Only 260 miles away from home. That's not too bad, right? And the libero, Miss Kagan Buchanan, will check in. Quick little dab over here on the side with Zaylin Phillips, so she subbed for her. And we are set to go in the rotation. Looks like Bethany Community School will be serving first. And it is not set number one. I apologize. Let me get that fixed real quick on our screen. Otherwise, it's all zeros. And the third round is underway. And it is a return, or a serve receiver, I beg your pardon, on Miss Buchanan, 1-0 in favor of the Wolves. And that's how we begin things this afternoon. Received by Barlow. Pass from Kennedy Spencer back to Barlow. Set at the net, and a kill on the left side is snuffed out nicely by Buchanan. Tipped by Chloe Adams in the middle. And a push back over. That was number 12. That is Campbell Shokes. And Bethany came to play as well. Hooper with a push. And that ball is out. Robbinsville on the board. It is 1-1 here in set one. And serving for Robbinsville is going to be Kennedy Spencer. And it looks like, Isabel Haney up at the net had to get her shoe tie. Can't have any loose shoelaces in a sport so frantic as volleyball. Homeward we go. And the block by Adams, quickly snuffed out off the beam though. And Robbinsville will take it 2-1 Lady Knights here in set one. We'll talk more about the hosting Lady Wolves here in just a moment. They did finish third in their conference, but they are the second in the conference if you take out the 2A champions, Cornerstone Charter. And there's a kill into the net, 3-1, Robbinsville. Say a return error there. Spencer still serving. Set behind, and that ball is also out. Gracie Andrews, senior outside hitter, was unable to find the back of the line, and Robbinsville enjoys a 4-1 advantage. Nice save. And that ball will be out. Chloe Adams put a little bit too much on it. And that'll get the Lady Wolves back into the driver's seat. For now, 4-2 anyhow. And that was Miss Andrews on the serve. Gracie Andrews for the Lady Wolves. And Isabel Haney also falls victim. A little too much on her return. And Bethany Community now up 4-3. Saved by Hooper. Buchanan at the last second. A little miscommunication on the back row. Nobody really knew who was going to go for it, and it cost them. We're all knotted up at 4 apiece. Nice save on the back by the libero. That is Chloe Shokes for Bethany Community. And that one is off of the block attempt. Number 18, Madeline Gray, the junior outside hitter. Creans off her fingertips and goes off the court. Number 10, Isabel Haney, will go to the service line for Robbinsville. And she serves into the net, so a service error will tie it back up. 5-5 here in set one. Anna Angel, a junior defensive specialist, will be serving for the Lady Wolves. Return by Barlow. High push. Who wants it? Daphne Barlow will return it. Thank you very much. And nobody called for it at the net. That is dangerous. Can't be doing that in the third round of the state playoffs. Score is 6-5. Chloe Adams with a service error. Boy, that is very uncharacteristic of Robbinsville. Typically, their serves are more on point. Maybe a little road fatigue, perhaps. I'm not sure. Can't really speak to that. We're on a bus for a very long time today as Braylon Penix will step up and serve the ball in this tied opening set. Pushed the last second by Jaden Chickalilly will go awry, and the Wolves have their first lead since the beginning of this matchup. Here's Barlow. It's set by Hooper to keep it alive. Barlow with the return. And another point given to the Wolves. 6-8, advantage home team, Bethany Community School, which is also hosting another playoff match at the same time right now, outdoors. It is the boys soccer team. They have a playoff match taking place outside as well. Ren Hooper, senior setter for Robbinsville, the only senior on the team with the serve. Jump set. Zaylin Phillips is in there. She's a dangerous presence on the middle. And a big kill. Boy, that got everybody excited up front. That'll do the trick. And it's all knotted up at eights. Ren Hooper to serve again. Number 8 for the Lady Knights. And it's an ace for Ren Hooper. A lot of smiles on the court right now as the Lady Knights take a 9-8 advantage. And that will be out. A couple of good serves from Hooper, and we're back to square one, more or less. 9-9 is the spread at the moment. Service off by Audrey Waddell for the Wolves. Big spike. Chickalilly tried to get her fingertips on it and did, but it took a weird backspin. A lot of fire on it, and Ren Hooper, try as she may, couldn't dive under it in time to save it. 10-9 is the score. And there's Zaylin Phillips with a kill. Well, looks like we're looking at an even tilt here. Robbinsville got a first round bye due to their number 5 seed in the playoffs. First 8 seeds in 1A this year enjoyed a bye. And I suppose all the way across the board, technically, since North Carolina, of course, went to 8 classifications. Robbinsville now up 11-10 after the return error. And in the second round on Tuesday, hosted Rosman, another Smoky Mountain Conference school. and swept the Lady Tigers. Block up front will take care of business. How about Zaylin Phillips and Kennedy Spencer? 12-10, Robbinsville. And that was just a battle of wits right there, and it went in favor of the Lady Wolves. Back to the line goes Chloe Shokes. And how about an ace? That one just fell short. Daphne Barlow dove for it on the reception and just came up empty. No two ways about it. 12-12 the score. Upper Spencer tipped by Phillips, and a good read up front by Zaylin Phillips, who will now jog back to the service line. Robbinsville ahead by 1. And that one will hang out on the home side of the net on the fourth touch. Robbinsville now with a 2-point advantage, which is really all either side has gotten so far in this opening stanza. And that one will give Robbinsville a 3-point lead. Timeout called by head coach Trevor Hewitt. And we'll take it with them. You're watching the Gramstar Sports Network. All right, fans, welcome back. This is the third round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association state playoffs right here on GramstarSports.com. Kevin Hensley with you from Summerfield, North Carolina. Robbinsville tangling with Bethany Community School, and currently the Lady Knights have a 3-point lead over the Lady Wolves. Big spike, and a return error will give Robbinsville a 4-point advantage. But as we all know, fans, no lead is safe in this sport. Zaylin Phillips with an ace. Robbinsville looking sharp here in the opening stanza, fans, I'm telling you. Lady Knights are coming into this one with a record of 13-11 overall. That record really not indicative of their talent on the court. Everything gelling right now for Robbinsville in the 1A bracket. Block up front. Thank you very much. And there's a big tip up front. Good read. Have to give it to number 5. That is Cheyenne Hullifield. Senior middle blocker is what she's listed as on the roster. And heading to the service line is going to be Campbell Shokes. That one just barely ekes over the line. For the net, I beg your pardon. And good attempted save by Ren Hooper. Almost did, as a matter of fact. But we will jump to a 17-14 Robbinsville advantage. Like I said, Robbinsville was up by 5, and that quickly is down to 3. Another nice block. And I tell you what, Bethany might have rejiggered their front row defense to better suit the Lady Knights offense. Good serve again. Here's Chloe Adams with a tip at the net. Quick push by Spencer. And there is a return error. We'll give it back to Robbinsville, 18-15. Here goes Kennedy Spencer as Robbinsville returns to the top of its rotation. that return will go out of bounds. Gives the point to Bethany Community. 18-16 the score. So we would talk more about these Bethany Community Wolves. That one is off the fingertips, makes it 16-19, or I guess 19-16 technically. Division out here, sorry. The number 1 seed in 1A is the North Carolina Leadership Academy, and they are the second place team in the conference. Northwest Piedmont is a 1A, 2A split conference. A lot of changes came in the offseason that we haven't really got to talk about this year because we haven't had a lot of broadcasts to break it down for you. Robbinsville back up by 5. And another timeout call by Trevor Hewitt will take it with them, fans. Robbinsville 4 away from taking a 1-0 lead in this contest. All right, everyone, welcome back. It is the third round of the state playoffs here on GramstarSports.com. Robbinsville is 4 away from clinching a 1-0 lead in this matchup. And you're watching it exclusively here on the Gramstar Sports Network. That one is out. Make that 3 away. Trying to talk about the split off during this season and last year, where we finally have some, I guess, more of a balanced playing field. That ball will be out. 23-16. For example, in the Smoky Mountain Conference, which is also now 1A, 2A, Cherokee, Hayesville, Murphy, and Swain are all now 2A programs. Robbinsville, Rosman, and Andrews have remained in 1A. And Robbinsville is at set point. Nope, I stand corrected. My apologies. That was a point for the Lady Wolves. 2 to go for Robbinsville. And back to the service line is Anna Angel. Adams, the high arcing return, and a block up front. A lot of pushes. And they're going to give the point that time to the Lady Wolves. Big kill by the middle hitter, Chloe Adams. 1 to go for the Lady Knights. And Miss Adams looks to close it out from the service line. Big spike for the dub. There's Zaylin Phillips getting mobbed by her teammates. Robbinsville will take a 1-0 lead in this matchup. We'll be back in 3 here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Here's Candy Spencer to kick us off here in set 2. Robbinsville up 1-0 after taking the first set 25-17. And Bethany Community is trying to set the tempo here in set 2 with a big kill in the middle by Ms. Campbell Shokes. Audrey Waddell will head to the line to serve. And the point goes to Bethany Community. That one is tips over the net and out of bounds. It's 2-0. Isabel Haney with a high spike, and it's off the back row defense. So Robbinsville will get the point, last touched by the Lady Wolves. Haney again. Chloe Adams will get the point. It's 2-2 here in set 2. Haney patiently awaits. Took a moment or two to grab the loose ball. And how about an ace for Isabel Haney? That's 3 tonight for Robbinsville. 1 for Ren Hooper. 1 for Zaylin Phillips, and now 1 for Isabel Haney. Off of Spencer's fingertips, and that just threw everybody for a loop on the Lady Knights side of the net. And it is 3-3. And the libero, Chloe Shokes, will serve it. Quick return, but didn't quite work out. That was number 12, Campbell Shokes. Trying for the quick return, but she served it out. And it's 4-3 now here in set 2. And a dive is going to go nowhere. 4-4. I beg your pardon. 5-3 now. Excuse me. I'm going to score off here a little bit. Apologies. There we go. Now we got it adjusted. And that was a weird no man's land spot for it to land in. Ren Hooper tried to get a fingertip on it. Gracie Andrews in the Battle of the Eights outwitted her here on the Gramstar Sports Network. And a service error, number 12, Campbell Shokes. Now I'll see if Ren Hooper can get it back over and help Robbinsville sustain the 2-point lead at the moment. How about that big spike for Daphne Barlow? I'm laughing because Barlow's always so fired up when there's a big kill on the floor for anyone else. So they mob her in kind. Her mom and sister, Claire Barlow. Barlow getting mugged here in front of her mom and sister. I see her mom and sister sitting across the way. Her sister Claire just graduated and is at college at UNC Charlotte, so she made the trip up for this game tonight. Good to see her here in attendance in Summerfield. Another service error, boy. Those are rearing their ugly head in this set for sure. 8-5 is the spread at the moment. Get that update on the screen. Sorry about that. Daphne Barlow to serve. And that serve will go out. Return, I beg your pardon, will go out. Robbinsville up 9-5. Big kill by Zaylin Phillips. 10-5, Robbinsville. Timeout called by the Lady Wolves. We'll step aside. All right, Robbinsville up 10-5 here in set 2 as we're back live. And the service error by Daphne Barlow will end the streak and make it 10-6. Spencer pass. Here's Isabel Haney. Quick block up front. Set. Barlow with the push from the back row. Hooper with a push. Set by Braylon Penix. Good save by Kagan Buchanan on the back row. Keep that alive, and it is out. 11-6 is your score. Jalen Phillips will tag in. Adams gets the point. 12-6. And that ball will be out. Another point for Robbinsville. Robbinsville with a 7-point advantage here in set 2. Jalen Phillips still serving. You told the Lady Wolves are stunned by the way things are going. They just cannot get in a rhythm. Penix couldn't even dig that one out, but of course it fell in a weird spot, much to her dismay, of course, and I'll defend her on that. It fell into a weird location right at the net. Sometimes in this sport, the chips literally do fall where they may. At the club with the left hand by Audrey Waddell. Adams hits to the back row, but it is saved nicely by Carson Johnson. Adams will spike it, and not quite sure what the violation was by Miss Penix, but they did call something on her. And it is 15-6. Robbinsville here in set 2. Timeout called. 16-6. Lady Knights here on the Gramstar Sports Network. All right, fans. Robbinsville is running away with set 2. Let's see if the Lady Wolves will attempt to mount a comeback. Robbinsville already has a 1-0 lead in the match here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Maya Winfrey will be checking in for Isabel Haney on the front row. She'll be playing middle hitter. One of the many JV call-ups that Robbinsville is gladly welcoming to its varsity roster. The JV Lady Knights finished the year 16-4. A lot of talent coming up through the pipeline, and Winfrey gets a chance for a big spike here, and of course it is snuffed out by the Lady Wolves. Here's Adams, big block in the middle. Well, that was a nice block by Emma Baumgartner for Bethany Community. Hooper receives, pass from Spencer, returned by Winfrey, point, Robbinsville, 17-8. And Kennedy Spencer will jog back to the first line. I beg your pardon, 17-7. I thought they had the scoreboard wrong here in the gym, but they had given the home team an extra point, and I thought maybe I had missed something somewhere along the way. So I updated it. Turns out I had it right to start with. 18-7 Robbinsville. You have a few Robbinsvillians that made the long trek out. I see about, maybe 20 or so here. I mean, Robbinsville is just cooking in this set. And it seems like no matter what the Lady Wolves try and conjure up on them defense over here, they cannot get anything going on offense. Finally get a point there, 19-8. And to the service line is Audrey Waddell. Emery Chicklilly now in the game, by the way, at middle hitter for Robbinsville. As Bethany Community gets another point. 19-9 is your score. And the Wolves are getting a little bit of momentum going here now. Finally broken into double digits. Winfrey with the return. There's a set, big spike, and it is out. Well, the return errors and the service errors have been lethal for Bethany Community here in this matchup. And now Maya Winfrey's going to get a chance to serve. 20-10. That one's out as well. 21-10. Robbinsville. And Barlow's return, or her kill attempt, goes awry. Wolverines down by 10 as the libero, Chloe Shokes, will go to the service line. Low line drive serve, and those are always hard to defend. Nicely done by Shokes, and that'll give Bethany Community his 12th point of set 2. And a little too much on that one. We'll give it back to Robbinsville. 3 to go for the Lady Knights, as Emery Chicklilly will take a crack at it from the service line. Shout out to Brooke Cox, who very nicely volunteered to take pictures for us for the Grand Star tonight, because I'm up here live streaming in the Bob Euchre seats this evening. A whole 6 rows from the gymnasium floor here in the Gentry Gym. Barlow with a spike over. Good dive, and can they save it? They can. They did. Wow. Very, very impressive. And onward we go, 23-12. Spencer Barlow, Hooper with a pump with her fist over the net. There's the set. And a good read by Andrews. Found an open hole in the floor out of the peripheral vision in her eye. And that'll make it 23-13. Well, that was a hard-fought volley. Return by Penix. Here's Hooper, and she just missed time to jump. There's no good way to say that. 23-14. Robbinsville is teetering on a 2-0 advantage here at the moment, but got to close it out. Campbell Stokes with the serve. Winfrey, Hooper, and that one also fell into no man's land. Shokes, I beg your pardon again. Winfrey, Hooper, Phillips with a tip. And neutral zone infraction will be called on Cheyenne Holofield. Stepped across the line under the net. It is set point for Robbinsville with Ren Hooper serving. I guess served by Hooper. And that'll be a point for Robbinsville. It'll be set point. 25-15. Robbinsville leads 2-0 in this contest. And we'll bring you the exciting third set when we get back here in 3 minutes on the Gramstar Sports Network. Well, the Lady Knights just broke out of a quick little huddle at the net as they are up 2-0 in this contest. We're back live for set 3 here in Summerfield, North Carolina. Kevin Hensley with you here on the Gramstar Sports Network as you're watching the Lady Knights and Bethany Community School duke it out in the third round of the state playoffs. We're our privilege to be here. We want to thank the athletic director, who is also the head volleyball coach, Trevor Huell, for allowing us to set up shop and bring you today's coverage. Been very accommodating since we got here, and we appreciate the welcoming atmosphere. How about that to begin things for Robbinsville here in set 3? A quick read up front for Chloe Adams. We'll get Robbinsville started off on the right foot. Robbinsville has taken set 1, 25-17. Set 2, 25-15. Candy Spencer will serve with Robbinsville taking first blood here in set 3. And another nice kill. How about that? Adams looking sharp. 2-0 is your score. By the way, around the conference, Andrews is at the aforementioned North Carolina Leadership Academy tonight. That is the number 1 seed in the 1A West bracket. Andrews hosted the North Carolina School of Science and Math out of Morganton on Tuesday and picked up a 4-set victory and has now traveled to the number 1 seed. And Hayesville in the 2A bracket is taking on Cherokee. There's the set. Spike over. And the Wolverines get on the board. It is 3-1. Checking in to serve is going to be Madison. I'm going to butcher this last name. I apologize. The defensive specialist. Her last name is, I'm going to go with Weimer. Oh, Madison Weimer. Senior for Bethany Community. And Weimer checks in and promptly serves it into the net. 4-1 here in set 3. Isabel Haney will serve now for Robbinsville. And Angel checks back in now for 2. And how about an ace for Miss Angel? It's 4-3. Barlow with the return. There's the set. Immediately blocked and returned. Hooper squeaks it over the net. Chickley just could not reach it. Try as she may, good hustle. That's one thing about Jaden Chickley. Anytime she's in the middle of a play, she'll run it to the bitter end. 4-4 is your score here in set 3. That's an ace. That caught the very back corner of the court. That was the right call by the official. And Bethany Community is now enjoying its first lead since set 1. Big kill by Adams will tie back up 5-5. Chloe Adams will serve. And she'll promptly serve it into the net. Advantage goes back to the Lady Wolves, and this is starting off much like set number 3 did. Oh my. Campbell Shokes just disintegrated that ball. They're going to have to play with another one, I believe. 5-7 here in set 3. Timeout called by Robbinsville. That'll be their first one of the match. And we'll take it with them here on the Gramstar Sports Network. All right, fans, we're back with you live. It is now 5-8 as Leadership Academy is enjoying its biggest advantage of the ball game so far. Miss Penix with the serve. Barlow returns it. Chick Lily, Hooper, Phillips, and it drops. Barlow will retrieve it off the sidelines, returned by Kennedy Spencer. Set by Penix, and a spike attempt by Miss Shokes. Campbell Shokes, I need to qualify that. There's 2 Shokes on the floor. Robbinsville's right back in it. 1 point down at the moment. Service error will end the run. It's 7-9. Spike into the net will go awry. And a little bit of a verbal warning to Gracie Andrews, who keeps smacking the ball into the net when things are not going her way. Seen that a few times tonight. Big block. Wow, nicely done by Haney and Phillips. But good work by Bethany Community to recover. And there's a great skill. KJ Spencer gets mauled for that work on the right side. 9-9 here in set 3. And the advantage goes back to the Wolves. Robbinsville will have to earn it here in set 3, fans. Lady Wolves are stepping up their game with elimination, facing them head on. Robbinsville closes this one out, and it'll be the end of the line for the Lady Wolves. The winner of this one, I was looking at the bracket a moment ago during that timeout. The turn goes out. Excuse me, the winner of this one will face the winner of Andrews and the North Carolina Leadership Academy in the fourth round. That'll be on Saturday. And that fumble at the net. After the block, we'll take care of business. Kagan Buchanan out. Chloe Adams in for front row D. And Zaylin Phillips will serve. Robbinsville still trying to battle back. Casey Andrews with a big spike to the back. And that'll make it 10-12. Adams bumps it for the third touch. And a battle at the net. Battle of the Wits goes to Bethany Community. Cheyenne Holyfield wins that battle. And don't look now, the Wolves are up by 4. Again, truly, fans, this is the first adversity tonight that Robbinsville's had to face. And that's trouble. Barlow saves it. And how about that? It's a net. And Robbinsville's going to win the point. Boy, the fans that are here from the Lady Knights right behind them, under the junior banner on the wall, came to their feet on that one. That was wonderfully done. Definition of teamwork. 11-14. And that one is in. Daphne Barlow couldn't reach it. It is 11-15. And it looks like Rachel Durham has been summoned off the bench to serve for Bethany Community, another senior. She is listed as a setter on the roster. And a big collision on the back row between Barlow and Spencer. Looks like they're okay, thank goodness. Here's Adams. Adams with a big spike. Boy, but she is set right. And Hooper can get it to her the way she likes it. Oh, man. Look out. 13-15. Excuse me, 12-15. Got ahead of myself. Haney to serve. Bethany Community's early advantage is paying off. They're staying one step ahead. Anna Angel tags in. Cheyenne Holyfield tags out. Angel serves. It's a beauty. Spencer gets on the back row. Hooper pass. And a return attempt by Jane Chickley goes into the net. 12-17 is your score. That is in. I believe the Lady Wolverines, and a lot of fans in attendance for that matter, thought that ball was going to drop out of bounds, but it did not. Chloe Adams will take it, and it is 13-17 at the moment. Big block goes out. Another point for the Wolverines. Every time Robbinsville gets a little bit of momentum going, they can't get back in it. They have tied it a couple of times, have been unable to take the lead. And Braylon Penix will tag back in to serve. Buchanan, Hooper, Phillips, and that combination will work out just fine. 14-18. Robbinsville still has some battling to do. Here's Ren Hooper at the service line. Phillips immediately blocked. Immediately. Barlow that time with a big loft to give it a little more breathing room. And a mistimed kill attempt by Campbell Shokes. And the battle rages on. How about an ace for Ren Hooper? That's her second one of this match. And Robbinsville don't look now. 2 away from tying it again. Lady Knights do have a 2-0 lead in this matchup. Phillips, nicely done. And Chloe Shokes getting some words of advice off camera from head coach Trevor Hewitt. He now calls the timeout. It is 17-18, and we'll step aside as well. We'll be right back. All right, 1-all, 17-18. Robbinsville still trying to claw back into set 3. They lead 2-0 in the matchup. Here in the third round of the state playoffs. And Bethany Community, which got its 19th point of the set just now, off the kill from Campbell Shokes. Kevin Hensley with you on behalf of the Gramstar Sports Network. Once again, privileged bringing you playoff coverage from 260 miles away from home. Audrey Waddell to serve. Hooper sets, and Chickalilly will bump it over the net. And that one is off the block attempt of Barlow and Phillips. Bethany Community is 5 away from taking a set in this matchup. Nice tip by Barlow. It's returned immediately by Bethany Community, Phillips will tip it back over. Haney in, Chickalilly out. Daphne Barlow will head back to the service line. And the point goes to Robbinsville. He was stutter steps for Gracie Andrews, but she got the ball over. Zaylin Phillips with another big kill. Boy, is she being powerful here in set 3. That is some clutch moments. We're tied up. That ball drops. Campbell Stokes will get point number 21, and once again, Robbinsville's rally bid falls short. That's the third time in this set that Robbinsville has tied things up and has yet to break ahead. Chloe Shokes with the serve. And that block will be beaten. Nicely done by Gracie Andrews. Timeout called by Robbinsville once again. We'll take it with them here on GramStarSports.com. All right, everyone, you're watching the third round of the state playoffs here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Chloe Shokes will serve it up with Robbinsville trailing 20-22 here in set 3. Robbinsville does have a 2-0 lead in the match, though. 2 to go for Bethany Community to force a fourth set. Cheyenne Holyfield and Gracie Andrews have come to life here in set 3. And that spike will be out. Robbinsville has a gasp of effort, and Zaylin Phillips will be serving the ball. Big spike and a kill on the tip there, Chloe Adams, and that makes it 22-23. Zaylin Phillips is who you want up there. She's been strong from the service line tonight for sure. Another big block, Chloe Adams and Kennedy Spencer. Timeout called by the Lady Wolves. Will step aside as well. All right, fans. It's anybody's ball game right now. Robbinsville can clinch the match. 2 to go. And Zaylin Phillips serves it as 23-all here in the third round of the state playoffs. That's trouble. Robbinsville's one away from going to the fourth round of the state playoffs. Can you believe it? Adams tip. Big spike. Here's the pass. Return from Haney. Phillips. Hooper with a safe bump back over. Volley continues. And that was off of, I believe, Spencer's fingertips. So we're guaranteed at least extra volleyball here in set 3. Got to win by 2. And we're tied up at 24 apiece. And there's the point for the Wolves. Set 4. Bethany Community takes set 3, 24-26. We'll be back at 3 on the Gramstar Sports Network. All right, fans, we are back. It is set 4 here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Thank all of you for joining us. here from Summerfield, North Carolina. Robbinsville looked like it was on the verge of a sweep, and Bethany Community surged back in set 3 and took it 24-26, and now we play on here in set 4. Point goes to Bethany Community. 1-0 is the score here in set number 4. And a little bit of trouble trying to get that one received properly. 2-0 Bethany Community. As we mentioned earlier, Lady Wolves are the 4 seed in the playoffs. 1A West bracket, of course. Robbinsville, the number 5. Robbinsville off to a sluggish start. And having a little trouble with the serves here from number 12, that is Campbell Shokes. Buchanan tags out, and they're going to let Zaylin Phillips come in on the back row to try and curb this rough start. Service error will end the run. But not for long. Bethany Community will get it right back with a spike out of the left corner, and it is 6-1. And a point goes in Robbinsville's favor on offense at last here in the set. And you see Chloe Adams trying to encourage everybody on here. It is 6-2. (7-2) now your score. And an Angel will serve. And I believe number 4, Audrey, I was trying to see what the call was. Sorry about that. I believe number 4, Audrey Waddell, must have got under the net in all the chaos. 7-3 your score. How about a service ace for Ren Hooper. That'll be her third one of the night. Seven, 6 now your score. Robbinsville trying to rally back here once again. And has tied the set. The spike from Waddell will continue to keep things in the Wolves' corner. That seems to have been the narrative here in set 3 and, of course, the beginnings of set 4 here. Barlow to Chickalilly, back to Barlow over the net. And we're tied once more. Daphne Barlow will go to the service line here in set 4. And Robbinsville takes his first lead on the return error. Bethany Community started on a 5-0 run in this set. That ball is out. And we're back to square one. Perfectly timed dive, but they're going to call a violation on Bethany Community. Zaylin Phillips serving. Timeout called by the hosting Wolves, and we'll step aside as well. And a big block attempted by Bethany Community. Wound up last being touched by Robbinsville, as a matter of fact. I thought that was actually last touched by the Wolves. My apologies. Bethany Community will serve. And they're going to give the point to Robbinsville. They didn't serve in time. A little confusion here about subbing and pretty much anything else you can think of. And a service error, or a serve receive error, I beg your pardon, for Robbinsville. 13-10 the score. Kendi Spencer with the serve, as she'll serve it again. Robbinsville trying to get back into the fourth round of the state playoffs, another feat they accomplished in 2019, but they have never made it further than that. Timeout called here on the Graham Star Sports Network. That is a high spike by Isabel Haney as we're back live here for the third round of the state playoffs. It is 11-14. And a serve error right off the, bless her heart, right off the back of the head of Cheyenne Holyfield. She says she's good and great at the same time, so that's very, very affirming. All right. 15-11. Serve is off by Haney. And a kill error, return error, technically. It is now 15-12. Robbinsville up by 3 here in set 4. We're glad all of you that have tuned in for our legitimate stream, the only one that is authorized by the NCHSAA, and helping support our efforts here in Summerfield. Dive on the floor by Jaden Chickley will come up short of the mark. It is 15-13. Tip over by Miss Adams. Tracy Andrews will be subbing in off screen for Carson Johnson. Chloe Adams will be serving for Robbinsville. That shot is out, but just barely. Robbinsville up 17-13. Cooper returns it. Mad scramble at the net there for a moment. Everything got a little frantic. That's all right. Like Cherokee has swept Hayesville 14-25, 11-25, and 15-25. So Cherokee advances to the fourth round of the 2A state playoffs. And Zaylin Phillips just sent a ball through the floor here in the Gentry Gymnasium. It is 14-18. 18-14, excuse me. I forgot we're the away team. My apologies. Ren Hooper serving. Robbinsville is trying to get to the fourth round of the state playoffs, as we mentioned a couple of times tonight, for the first time in 6 years. Bethany community's not going away quietly. Timeout called. Robbinsville leads 18-16, and we'll be right back. As Bethany community trying to play catch up as Robbinsville is on the better side of an 18-16 lead here in the third round of the state playoffs. We are live from Summerfield, North Carolina. And that makes it 5 to go. Daphne Barlow at the service line. Robbinsville pulling away late. And a good tip up front. Nicely done. 21-16. Nice kill by Zaylin Phillips. Tried to block it. Did not work out. 3 to go for the Lady Knights. Two to go. You can feel it, fans. Haney with a spike. I don't think she expected that one to be uncontested. And we are at match point for Robbinsville. And a service error for Barlow. Maybe a little bit too much excitement behind that one. And we'll play on. High spike by Zaylin Phillips. Good dig out by Megan Buchanan, and that keeps the season alive for Bethany Community. Return error by Robbinsville. And the margin for error is rapidly narrowing. Zaylin Phillips just sent the Robbinsville Lady Knights to the fourth round of the state playoffs. Oh my. Final set score was 25-19. We'll run it down for you one more time. 25-17, 25-15, 24-26, and of course 25-19. How about those Robbinsville Lady Knights, everybody? We're so proud of them, making the trip out and winning it in 4 this afternoon in Summerfield. We thank you for joining us here on the Gramstar Sports Network and supporting our live stream. We'll see you guys down the road very soon here from the Gramstar Sports Network. Pass complete first on to Isaac Collins. And that may be trouble. Tonight. 4-3. Lincoln Orr. She'll break away. And she'll slide in under. And speaking of Braden, we talked him into existence. He'll dump it off. It's not a good athlete.